Hi guys, I'm Logan with GoGo Rental, and in this video, I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about prepping a moped or scooter for rent. To perform your prep on your moped or scooter, you're going to need the following supplies: oil, an oil rag, gas, wash bucket, soap, brush, and sponge, a tire pressure gauge, and then a way to air up your tires. So an air tank, a hose, and an air chuck. Each morning, it's important to start our fleet of mopeds and let them run while washing them. This ensures that they have plenty of time to warm up, let the oil circulate, that way we can get an accurate reading of the oil, as well as know that the moped is going to run and stay running. Once your moped is all washed up and warmed up, it's time to start the essential functions check. We want to check all the essential functions of our moped or scooter before proceeding with any of the other prep steps. That way, if our moped or scooter were to fail one of the essential functions check, we'll be able to set that one off to the side, continue to prep the rest of our fleet, and then come back to that moped or scooter to fix whatever was wrong with it. In order to do all these checks, first you're going to want to make sure that your moped is on the center stand. We want to check to make sure that our mirrors are tight and not spinning freely. If they are loose, you can very easily just grab a wrench and tighten them up. Next, we're going to go through and check all the blinkers of the moped. So you want to make sure that the key is on, and then just simply test the left blinker and right blinker. Be sure to check both front and back to ensure that all the blinkers are working properly. After performing your blinker check, you can check your headlight. It's easiest to hold your hand in front of the headlight so you can see the reflection, and then you can switch between high beam and low beam. Some mopeds may not have a high and low beam, they'll only have low. If that's the case, just make sure that your headlight is on.
To test your brake light, first make sure that the key is on. Grab one brake lever and check that the brake light turns on. Then, repeat the step with the other brake lever.
Next, we want to test our horn. It's very important that all of our mopeds have a working horn. They're very easy to miss on the road, and the horn is the best defense against other drivers that may not know that moped is there. The last step of our essential functions check is to check our tires. Right now, we're just checking that the tires are not completely flat, as well as there's no punctures, nails, gashes, or anything else that would indicate that the tire needs to be replaced. After we've wrapped up the essential functions check, we can move on to rental preparation. For this, we'll start with the seat. So we want to make sure that not only our seat opens, closes, and locks, but we also have a lock and chain under the seat. So for pretty much any of our mopeds or scooters, all you have to do is twist the key to the left to open the seat. Just make sure that the seat opens up, and then underneath the seat, you're going to find your lock and chain. So you'll want to make sure that your moped and scooter has a lock and a chain, but that's not it. You'll also want to make sure that the key on your key set matches the lock.
Every moped or scooter must go out with a full tank of gas. Always check the fuel by opening the tank. Don't rely on the gas gauge. If the tank isn't full, top it off with premium fuel, 91 to 93 octane.
Next, we'll be checking our oil. In this step, we want to make sure that the oil is not only filled to the proper level, but that the oil is not dirty. You want to look for a sort of milky brown consistency in the oil. If you're seeing something that's looking more black, it's probably time for an oil change.
Make sure that the moped is on level ground and turned off. Locate the oil cap, usually found near the bottom of the engine on the left side. Unscrew the oil cap and wipe the dipstick clean. Reinsert the dipstick all the way in, then remove it again to check the oil level. The oil should be between the two lines of the dipstick. If it's low or dirty, the moped likely needs an oil change. Tag the moped and move it off to the side.
Now we're going to check our tire pressure. So in the essential functions check, we've already checked that our tires have a healthy tread and there's no punctures, gashes, nails, anything like that in them. Now we're just going to be checking that the pressure on the tire is within 5 psi of the max psi shown on the tire. If your tires are a little low, you can very easily inflate them to the proper psi. Just grab your hose, air chuck that's connected to your air tank, and fill up the tire until you're within the correct threshold. Next, we're going to check for any pre-existing damages. That way we can get those damages fixed or dotted before our next renter. When checking for damages, it's very important to just look at points of contact. Points of contact are going to be things that are going to hit the ground or an object first in the case of an accident. Those are typically going to be the sides of your mirrors, the sides of your brake levers, your handle grips, any of the sides of any of the fairings, your front fender, your side panel. down by your kickstand, and then on this side of the moped, your muffler is also going to be a point of contact. If the damage is so bad that a panel needs to be replaced, the moped is going to have to be tagged and moved off to the side. If the moped has some minor damage like dings and scratches, just make sure that we're covering those with damage dots so we know that that was pre-existing and we don't end up charging a future renter for those damages. The final step of our moped and scooter prep is to go for a test ride. On the test ride, be mindful of any unusual sounds or any pulling to the left or right while driving. Also, we want to make sure that our throttle is responsive as well as it goes forward on its own when we release the throttle. Lastly, check to make sure that both of our brakes are working properly and they're not grabbing at all during the test ride. And that is everything that you need to know about prepping a moped or scooter for rent here at GoGo Rental.